Hey guys. So the other day, Bill asked me if I wanted to ride with him while he went to the Dollar Tree. Now I said, sure, let's go. Get out of the house. Now, the Dollar Tree is just down the street and it's a little shopping complex. We've got Ross, TJ Maxx, Five Below. There's some restaurants in there, little ice cream places. Everybody has them. So Ross is right there and the Dollar Tree. Now he was on the hunt for some plain garland. He has a Christmas project he wants to do. So we go into Ross. Now Ross is not a place I go and shop very often. I have found some items there, and to me Ross is clothing. So we walk in and right away up front is shoes. They have like 4 racks of shoes. And what I seen, I think it just went from 8 to 10, right? I seen these green and white tennis with a white stripe on it tennis shoes. Now, I did buy my 9 West tennis shoes there, which are not good for walking, but they are a nice little shoe to wear with a dress. If you're just going to run to somebody's house, or if I was going to go, like, say, to the casino or to the movies, somewhere I'm not going to walk a lot, they'd be great. I went around the store, didn't really see nothing that caught my eye. So I said, well, I'm going to go back up front and wait for Bill. And while I was up there, of course, I said, well, I'll look at the shoes because the shoes are right there. Now, as soon as I walked over to the rack, I seen these shoes. I was like, oh, is that Clark shoes? And it is. It's a Clark shoe. And how I know it was Clark, because I'm not one for brand names, is that my baby sister, she buys Clarks all the time. And in fact, she has a pair of shoes very similar to this style, but hers don't have a zipper. And hers, this is called antique bronze. Hers is more about dark brown or a brown color. I was like, okay, so I called my sister right away and I said, I know you buy Clarks. You bought them before. I said, what's your opinion of them? She goes, oh, they're the best. And she always bought them for work. Now, she would wear, like, she has a pair like this. She would wear this with dresses and pants. That was cool. That's the only kind of shoe that she would wear to work. Now, these have a leather upper, right? They're 8.5. Here's the bottom of them. Got a little traction on there. And the insole, well, over here, let me show you this. The side stretches. The zipper does let you get your foot in and out. I don't know, my sisters, maybe that's why they put a zipper, because people were saying it was hard to get in and out. I don't know. Once you zip it up, it's nice and snug. It's got kind of the rounded toe, but not real rounded. It's almost like an oval up there. So it's leather uppers and man-made bottoms. Now, I like this kind of sole, just kind of small or short. I scored very good on these. I'm thinking, I'm glad I remembered my sister's shoes, right? I'll put them on here in a minute, but I wore these the other day. I said, because I looked them up, number one. This brand is Certina Pure. That's what it's called. Antique bronze, 8.5. Like I said, it's got leather, but they're not really, they don't say they're waterproof. You can't buy the spray to waterproof them. I wore them the other day. I went to Walmart. I parked at one end, got something at that end, walked all the way to the other end, to the grocery side, got some stuff there, and then walked all the way back to check out. And not once did I think of my feet. So they didn't pinch, nothing. Nothing was scraping, nothing. I did not even think of my feet being tired, hurting, until I got ready to leave the store. And I think I looked down and I said, wow, I've walked this whole store and did not once think of my feet. So I thought, that's a great thing. So I'm going to put them on, show you how they look on. All right, here they are on. back side. And as you see, they're very flexible. Now, they are new, and I know the leather will conform to your foot, so that's good. I am very proud of myself for finding these. And it's a good little color. It'll go with what I'm going to take on my cruise. Now, when I looked them up, I seen that they would go anywhere from $80 to $100. I don't know if it was just this color or that's the going price. I didn't really check to see if that's what they sold as or if that's what was listed as. But I paid, with tax and everything, like $40 and some chump change. So very good investment, a good $40 spent on some good walking shoes. I'll have them all conditioned by the time I go on my trip. So that's great. And like I said, that insole comes out. You could put your own in there if you wanted, I guess. You know, it was kind of weird when I first put them on. I thought, wow, these are weird, but not uncomfortable weird. It was just weird. And then it dawned on me that, what do I wear? I wear these most of the time. This is what I'm wearing in my house. And a lot of times to run to the store or whatever, I just got my flippy flops on, which we know they don't have a lot of support. I do have some that have like a more built up under the arch. And I thought, why do these shoes feel kind of weird? Well, that's because they're actual shoes. With, an arch for my foot, and it's cushioning my foot in the right places that I'm not used to. If you go barefooted all the time and then you put on some shoes, they're going to feel kind of weird to you. That's kind of how these shoes felt. But like I said, wearing them, walking in them, and not even thinking about your feet, that's a good pair of shoes. Woke up this morning to a cold house. It said it was 64. It's 49 outside, and that's what it feels like in here, 49. I was like, ooh, sigh. Heat was on. I tried to adjust the temperature up to like 71, 70. It didn't come on. I noticed that the clock was off. So I reset the clock, reset the date, shut it all off, turn the thermostat back on, because for a minute I had to just put the fan on to have the air heat going constantly. But after I changed the date, corrected the date and the time, or the day and time, turned it off, turned it back on, it came back on. I was still trying to warm up. I got my blanket on. Look at that. Got a blanket on my lap. I don't mind it being a little dress for it. I got long pants on, this little top. It's cold. My hands are cold, my face. So I'm just going to have to watch it and see if we have heating problems for the rest of the day. Oh, yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, guys. So my heat went out. Here it is. It's 55 degrees out. I think that's going to be the high today. And this morning was 47. I am kind of dressed up. I got some, I don't know if you can see them, some red and black fuzzy socks on and my house slippers. These are some pants I got from Walmart. Oh, I love these little pants. But I also have a little a little tank top underneath here. And this little thermal top. And this top I crocheted. Oh, so when I sit down and put a blanket on. Now I'm going to be cooking here in a minute. But it's going to be cold tonight in this house. And inside a place seems to be colder a lot of times than actual outside. That's why I used to hate to get in a cold car back home in Indiana. The winters were brutal. To get in that car, you're just like set in a little ice box till that car got warmed up, which would take forever. For now, I'm kind of toasty. I got that old lady heat going on where So that kind of keeps me, it doesn't keep me warm right now because I am cold, but it keeps it kind of where I'm not feeling so cold. And with a little blanket on or my little wrap like this, that's all I need. I don't think I could go back and live in Indiana with their brutal winters. We did have the guy come out and look at it. He tried to get it to go. He said, well, it might go for a little bit, but he was going to see if he had the part at home. He hadn't found it, so he figures he don't have the part. So I have to get a part. It's going to be a few $100s for that. But you need heat, right? I don't have no wood burning stove. I do have a fireplace that's never been used. And my hair. Well, I had a hat on when I went out today because it was cool. So by tomorrow, we'll just have to get through one night. So when it gets too cold, I'll be jumping in bed. I guess. But anyway, he'll be over pretty much 7 o'clock in the morning. He said he'll go and get the part, so we should have it fixed pretty early. Hopefully, keep our fingers crossed, and it'll only be tonight. Wanted to show you guys what I got on. Now, this is what I slept in last night. I have these Santa Claus leggings, right, and a long sleeve top that's ribbed. Right? Because I have no heat. My heat went out yesterday. Today it's 53 degrees. They came out to fix it. They had to get the part. At first they told me it was $480 for the part. I was like, dang. And this is a friend of ours that we've known for years that does our air conditioning. He was like, sorry, my nose is running. He was like, I will be over there at 7 in the morning. I'll go get the part. I said, okay. So I get up. You know, the house was cold. That's why I got this big bulky sweater on. And then he calls me. He said, well, I got good and bad news. I go, okay, just give it to me, whatever. You know, bad news, I'm not going to have any heat until Friday. Today's Wednesday, so we got Wednesday night and Thursday night. It's cold at night for us. I mean, under the blankets is warm, but getting up, it's only $200. So the price isn't like we thought. It's 50% less almost. Or more. We gotta suffer until Friday. So I'm making my little breakfast. I have to take a shower. And I'm kind of waiting. He's gonna stop back by. But I'm gonna kind of wait till he comes and leaves. And then at least once I jump in the shower, it'll be nice and cozy. And I could go and get dressed for the day. I'll be dressed up. Well, I get to wear my winter outfits because look, I never would get to wear this sweater, this beautiful sweater I got. And now I get to wear it around the house. Woo, lucky me.